What's up, guys? So, this is for anyone who has a Nintendo Wii and wants to play it, but they are unlucky enough to end up with a TV that doesn't have the supported input to actually use the thing. I'm going to introduce you to two methods that I've used, and one I'm going to recommend over the other, especially if you want a much clearer image. So, by default, the Wii uses this cable right here, and at one end you have a red, a white, and a yellow. There we go. Connector, and those would go into the composite input on the back of the TV. Well, this TV is a Samsung TV, and it does not have support for these. So, what you have to do, if you still want to use your retro consoles, because I mentioned the Wii, but this will work with any console that has this sort of cable. What you have to do is you can get one or two adapters. One can be used for pretty much any console, and one is Wii specific. The first one is this one. Discord, I'm gonna need you to calm down. Anyway, the first one is this one. This is a composite to HDMI adapter, or another name that people use is AV to HDMI. This one works decently enough, but all it's doing is converting it to an HDMI signal. It's not even improving the signal. And the downside to this one is it requires an external power source, as indicated here by this micro USB port, or this mini USB port. And then on this one, you can get 720p or 1080p. And I'm gonna tell you right now, when it comes to the Wii, this switch does not make a difference whatsoever. Why? Well, because Nintendo thought it would be a good idea to have the Wii only output 480p. And this does not upscale whatsoever. But if you don't really care about clarity that much, then literally all you have to do is connect this to this, and then connect an HDMI to the TV. And then you should be able to play your Wii games no problem. But if you want a much clearer picture without the use of so many cables, because this one literally requires 3 cables. This one, the power source, and HDMI cable. Then grab yourself one of these. This is a Wii to HDMI adapter. This one literally plugs into the back of your Wii. It gets its power from that port. And then on the other side, you get the HDMI port with a bonus. You even have a headphone jack, which is actually kind of cool considering considering that you might have like a sound bar or whatever that you want to use, and you can plug in an aux cable to pipe the sound to the sound bar or whatever, or you can just use it how I've done it in the past and just plug in your headphones. It doesn't give you a very loud sound signal though through the headphone jack, unfortunately. But, it's whatever. It works. I guess it all depends on the device too, but anyway. But yeah, this is fairly inexpensive. I will put up the listing for both this and this if you guys want to purchase these. And this one I highly recommend over this one. And comparing the sizes, look how small the Wii to HDMI adapter is compared to the other adapter. It's actually a lot smaller in height, or actually going like this it would be like width, but height wise same size pretty much. Width wise much skinnier. And again, like I said, this one takes more cables to use, whereas this one literally just plugs in the back of your Wii, and you plug in the HDMI, and that's it. Now, there is also HDMI mods that you can do to your Wii, but you have to know how to solder to do those. So I wouldn't recommend those if you are a complete beginner to soldering. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys real quick. I don't know how well it will show on camera, but I'm gonna hook this one up, and then I'll show you the image quality of that one. I would use my capture card to show you guys, but it doesn't really come through that well on the capture card for some reason. It's actually kind of weird. Maybe if I had a better capture card, it might. But yeah, I got one of those USB capture cards, which I'll link that in the description as well for any beginner YouTubers. It's another fairly inexpensive way to get started with game streaming and recording and stuff. Works really well. But anyway, so right now we're on my computer though. So literally I gotta take this HDMI, and I'm gonna have to put my phone down, so give me a second. Okay, so literally it looks like this. The only thing that's missing now is the power source. So let me grab that, because it is actually sitting back here. And I should be able to do this one with one hand. maybe. Not really. Okay, there we go. Oh, and I knocked over my other adapter by accident, but that's okay. And then you just plug in the cable that comes with your Wii. Into the back of the console, as normal, nothing special. If it would actually go back there. Come on. Oh my gosh. Maybe I'm putting it in the wrong corner. Let me see. Yep. Okay, because that went in right away. Okay, so now we just go to the correct input. And this actually has its own little, I guess, little basic, extremely basic little firmware on it. Because it has this screen on it when it has power. And all it says is no signal. And then when we turn on the Wii, and there you go. Now, best example is to look at the clock, and you could tell how blurry it is, as well as pretty much anything else. Like, you could barely read the title for Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Episode 1. And it just doesn't look great. Now, I'm gonna have to get down on the floor and get my other adapter that fell, and then I'll show you guys the other input. But as you can see, it does work, and it is still perfectly usable. For those of you who really don't care about the clarity too much. But for those of you who want a much clearer picture when they're playing the Wii games, I'm gonna show you that next. So hang tight. Okay, so with this one, I'm gonna show you guys how easy it is. You literally slide this in, like so. And you take your HDMI cable and plug it in, if it would go in. There we go. Now, if we look at the clock, you can tell that it looks much, much, much sharper and cleaner. The title is a bit easier to read, but with the title, with the bottom part of the title right here being so small, that's always going to be kind of difficult to read. But the point is, it does look much better. Much, much, much better. And that was, as a result, your games are going to look better too. Now, this one, as you can tell from this channel and this channel, my Wii has been jailbroken. And there's actually a couple of settings that you can enable that will help make the picture even clearer. So Let me explain. There's this feature that Nintendo has on the Wii, uh, called, I think it's called an anti flicker, I think, or burn in. It's like some kind of burn in protection thing. I forget what they call it. Um, but basically, it's acting like a filter, so to speak. Um, and as a result, when it's turned on, it makes the image look way blurrier than it actually should be. So actually, now that I think about it, because it wasn't on default settings, um, when I showed you the other adapter, that was actually the best case scenario that you could have got, because it actually used to look a lot blurrier than what it was on the other adapter. But let's go into the settings real quick. And it should be on the first page. Screen, widescreen. Yeah, it's this. This is the first setting that you can turn off to get a clearer picture. The other one is on the homebrew side of it. So yeah, but like I said, looks a lot better than it would on the normal cable. And then I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about as far as my capture card. Which is why I'm not using the capture card input for this video. So give me a second. Okay, so here is why I wasn't using the capture card input, because it still comes out looking super blurry. You can barely read the title on Sonic the Hedgehog 4 or anything else that has small print. So yeah, the this little adapter back here sadly doesn't transition well to my specific capture card. I'm pretty sure there's some settings I can change to make it look better than what it actually is. But as it stands right now, uh, yeah, not great. But it gets the job done as far as like playing games and stuff. So, you know, like I can go in here and I can tweak the settings and everything. I think I can go to 1080p. And it should look a little bit better, kinda, not really, but yeah. Like I said, I gotta tweak it a little bit, see if I can make it look better. But yeah, it don't do it justice. But to be fair, it is going through a splitter as well. So you got the HDMI signal going from the Wii into a splitter, and then one HDMI is going to the TV, and then one HDMI is going to the capture card. So it's basically splitting up the signal, so that could be a factor as well. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, when you're just playing on the TV itself, though, it looks really good. I'm actually satisfied with that. So yeah, I highly recommend you get yourself. That always happens. I swear. I need to get something that keeps it from sliding. But anyway, I highly recommend that you get one of these little adapters because, like I said, it can make your Wii look much better than it would with the cables that it came with. Especially if you, like, again, if you're stuck with a TV that doesn't have the corresponding inputs to even be able to use the Wii in the first place. So that adapter can actually save your Wii from being put back into storage, especially if you have a hankering for playing old retro games. So yeah, hopefully this video helped you guys out in some capacity. It wasn't necessarily a tutorial per se, but just putting out some information for those who are looking for a way to use the Wii on their modern TVs and perhaps even make it look even better on a modern TV. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.